Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear me? Let's start with the. Can you guys hear me? Because if the sound wasn't working on the desktop audio, I'm kind of afraid the mic won't work as well. But just in case it does. Hey, new podcast background, Christmas themed. So I know that eventually you guys will tell me if you can hear me or not. So welcome to the Evan Studios Weekly Podcast number 30. Today is December 9, 2021. I hope so. Yes, it's still December 9. Thursday. And it's the Christmas podcast. And with me, I have my co-host, Isaac.
Hi, everyone.
And today we're going to try and go straight to business because we only have about 50 minutes to talk about a lot of stuff. So let's get right to it. First of all, I want to know what kind of fucking idiot applies for a job opportunity on Twitch when it's posted on an Studios main page, whatever, asking for CG artists to work on the style of our game, and we get like 12 people, and I got like mixed up applications, so half of them have no fucking idea what they are doing. They don't have the capabilities to work for Evan Studios, and the other half is like, oh, it's not safe for work? I'm sorry, I only do safe for work stuff. Bitch, it's a fucking studio. What the fuck were you... Oh my god, people. It's Christmas, but y'all fucking... Jesus. Even Jesus is weeping right now. God fucking damn it. How are you guys doing? First of all, roll call. Ancestral, Uriel, even though you left. Sirius, Zelmate, Foster, and the guy with the latex. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast live, and everyone that is not able to listen to it live. Thanks for showing up. So let's go straight to business. I have a few topics that I want to debate, and then I think I have a few questions that people ask me to answer from Discord. So it's pretty much a few questions made by Angmir, which we will try to reply to all of them today. So first of all, the topics that I want to debate. We're about to reach 300 in Tysons. 300.
Remember that time when you said you wanted to make a game with like around 100 in Tysons? I remember.
Yeah, Pepper Ridge Farm remembers. Dude. Let me put this in perspective, just so you have an idea. We have enough enticings to run 10,000 Persian soldiers off a cliff Sparta way.
Unless they have like one henchback, because in that case, well, all the plan is ruined.
Oh yeah, the back doors. Yeah. The back doors are always fucked up in anti. So yeah, we're about to reach 300 enticings. So yay, Fleeting Iris. Man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about today that I really want to get out of the way because people have been crying a lot, and I understand that people have been crying. I've been crying inside, but hopefully I will be able to give you guys a lot of peace in this. It's a time for peace, and it's a time for First of all, regarding the new patch. Obviously everyone is super excited and anxious, and people are starting to get actually not people haven't been giving us any shit about how long it's taking to release the patch, but this patch is very likely the biggest patch we have done since ever.
It is.
It has about story wise, it's obviously not the most complicated since it's free roam, but it has about 20 enticings plus variations. So not only it has like 20 new different CGs and drawings and enticings, the enticings also have they play out completely different depending on what part of the game you are. So if you are on a very early stage, or if you are in free roam, or if you are in fallen, the enticings play completely different. So yeah, have fun spending your entire Christmas with your dick in your hands. um, so yeah, it's going to be a big ass patch. I know you guys have requested more details, more scenes, more everything in the patch, and I promise you that this patch we're gonna come through. So to get this out of the way, the CG team is finishing one last steal, which is pretty much the ending of the patch, and afterwards there is only like two more enticings to draw. One of them is like super simple, and the other is a bit complex. So yeah, we have been making changes to a few scenes because um, we kept looking at the patch and we kept making changes and adding scenes and making new variations and whatnot, and we just kept adding and adding and adding, and we decided to, let's not focus on making a release date. Let's focus on making the best possible patch with the most amount of detail, and that's pretty much what we're going to deliver. But coincidentally, it's almost Christmas and the patch is almost out. There's pretty much just two more enticings to make. I don't want to give you guys an ETA. I'm just letting you know there's two more enticings. That's it. I can make like an estimate. It's probably going to come out in like the 20th. That's 11 days for two enticings. It seems reasonable. It might come out a little earlier. It might come out a little later. I'm just making an estimate. Don't be surprised if it comes out on the 18th. Don't be surprised if it comes out like on the 22nd. That's pretty much it. But the patch is mostly done. We had a few setbacks, not only in real life but also in terms of making the patch. For instance, I spent the entire day working on an enticing, and then I noticed that the animation had a few issues because there's a part of the animation where a guy is grabbing Ayami's breast, and you can see like the pressure point where he's grabbing the breast, where it feels like the fingers are sinking in, and when he moves her breast, that part of the shadow doesn't move. And I also noticed that while the default skin color had 15 frames, and the 10 version had 15 frames, the 10 line version only had 14 frames. I wasn't able to figure out which frame was missing or what it was, but obviously when I was renaming them all to be compatible with our script in the game, I grabbed the first one. I named them all from 0 to 15. Second one, I named them all from 0 to 15, and when I grabbed the third one, I was like, there's clearly frames missing. So hopefully I can get my hand on those today and finish that enticing. In terms of the job Isaac and I have to do, we're pretty much set on time. Now we're just giving Muku and Penny and Tiger Lila all the necessary time to finish their job with the best quality possible. And so far, I can tell you that for all the scenes, I give my full stamp of approval. I really like the quality of the scenes, but again, I might be biased there. But people only think I'm biased towards this if they don't know me, because I am super fucking picky about the quality of the scenes, and there's a lot of scenes that I release that I'm not happy with, that I would like to see improved and whatnot. And this patch, I didn't work on a single entire scene where I didn't give my stamp on approval on the quality of the scenes. So it's going to be a big patch, and it's going to be a patch with top quality. So yeah, I'm super excited to release this one, and I know you guys are super excited to play it, but we're almost there. So please wait a little bit more patiently, because it's going to be a good Christmas. Now, this part is also important, and I want to talk about this. A lot of people feel like we are abandoning Fleeting Iris. That it feels like we have no more love for Fleeting Iris. It has run its course. It's not profitable. Yada yada. Guys, We absolutely love Fleeting Iris. We want nothing more than be able to do right by the game, and not only we want um, to release all the DLCs and all the free content that we already advertised and we want to release eventually. And I have a list of it here. I can probably check it out right quick. Not only I want to release all these, but I want to release more. So we want to release a general improvement patch, which is tied up to the Robert's Trust endings patch. We want to release a Christmas patch, for starters. We want to release the patch about Fujiko's childhood. We want to release the patch about the Jack solo route, where he has a happy ending with Ayame. We want to release Armand's patch, Armand's Operation Infiltration, which is pretty much split in two parts. One of them is the continuation where Ayame finds out that Armand is her father, and the other is pretty much a new one where at the end of the Melvin Mistress route, where Ayame gets Melvin to be arrested and whatnot, where Chloe asks Ayame's help to dismantle Armand's operation. The other will be pretty much that, where they go infiltrated and it doesn't end well. We also want to make the Melvin After Hours DLC, which is pretty much Adriana, Fujiko, and Ayame working at the pub. We also want to make the cosplay convention weekend with the two costumes that we announced, and we already decided to make a few other patches, and we already started working on in terms of story. We already started working on an extra jobs DLC where Ayame works at Yacht Springs as a delivery woman, kind of like an Amazon delivery woman and whatnot. And we have really fun scenarios that will come from that. And when we say that there's no plans at the moment to work on those, it just means that we are not going to be actively working on Fleeting Iris. Right now, we have to start working on Journey Abroad, since we already have most of the assets and we are working on the game. We also are working on Bloodlust, but when we're focusing on one project, everything else is put on hold. And right now, for instance, Bloodlust is on hold until we are able to release this Fleeting Iris patch that we are working on right now, and until we release the Shota patch, which is not being canceled. I don't know why people keep fucking saying that you guys are not going to release the Shota. Yes, we are. Like, we never ever stated that we were not going to release the Shota patch, because people just make the most outrageous claims, and people come up with the most crazy ideas where, oh, since you guys said you're going to work on this is my nerd voice, I don't know. Since you guys said that you're working on Bloodlust as soon as 2022 starts, that means you're going to not work and not release the Shota patch. No, we're gonna delay the start of Bloodlust. I think it's that fucking simple. We never promised anyone a release start, and we never promised anyone an ending date. We always explain that once Fleeting Iris is done, we're gonna start working on Bloodlust. Until Fleeting Iris is done, and this is the prospected patches and the patches that we always said that we're going to release. All the other patches, we were always clean with everybody. We always explained this is only going to be released in case we meet the incentives. If we don't meet the incentives, this is the route. This is the path that we're going to follow. And we're about to finish up, which is we're going to release the summer patch, and then we're going to release the Shota patch. Those are guaranteed. When the other patches for Fleeting Iris are going to come out, I don't know. It might come out between our second and third game. or it might be earlier if Bloodlust is profitable and Journey Abroad is profitable, and if we are able to bring more people on the team, then Muku can draw for 2 games as long as we have coloring artists for the other games. So that's it. The only reason why we're not working on more stuff at the same time is because we don't have a bigger team. But we absolutely want to, and God forbid we are healthy and Evan Studio still exists, we will come back to Fleeting Iris and we will release every single patch. But for that, Evan Studios needs to be profitable, and we gave the community the chance to meet the incentives. If we met the incentives, we will probably be able to hire a new coloring artist, which is why we ask for the money. It's not like we're just saying if you guys pay us, we'll do it, and if you guys don't give us more money, we will not do it. It's not like we're being bitter about it. The incentives were always there for us to be able to afford another person to work with us. That's the reason why we put the incentives there. It's not like, oh, it's a goal, but if we don't make it, we're just going to be sulky about it and not release it because you guys didn't give us more money. It's not like that. The incentive was always in place so that we will be able to afford another person and be able to bring another person into the team. That's it. If we were able to afford another person, we will work on the patches right away. Since we don't have that type of money, we have to move on, and hopefully eventually, sooner rather than later, we will be able to afford another person into the team and start working on it right away. Now, Bloodlust might attract a different and bigger crowd, and Journey Abroad is a type of game that it's more marketable. So chances are it will be more profitable than Fleeting Iris, especially since we will be working on 2 projects at the same time. So if you're making more money, I can be here telling you that the other DLCs for Fleeting Iris will only be released when Bloodlust is done. But let's say it will be good news, but let's say that we start making a lot more profit, and who knows, maybe we can start the development of the DLCs for Fleeting Iris in March. All of that is as a big question mark. We cannot give you guys an answer that we don't have an answer to. There is obviously a lot of will and plans to work on it. It's just not here now. But eventually, we will work on these DLCs and we will be able to release it, hopefully, because that means we will still be alive and developing. So yeah, Fleeting Iris might be taking a break, but we are not abandoning it whatsoever. We will be releasing Fleeting Iris. So it's pretty much. That's it. I don't know why people think that we are abandoning it or we're not releasing the Shota patch or whatever. It couldn't be further from the reality. Second. Super dry throat. Yeah, I hope my voice doesn't fucking go away. Oh my god. This can't be happening right now.
Are you okay?
I'm feeling okay. It's just my voice is abandoning me for a little bit, but I think it's coming back. Don't worry. It was just it's like dust. Super funny. So yeah, we I hope people can still understand me. So yeah, we definitely want to go back and work on the future patches. But it really depends on how much profitable our other games become. So yeah, I think there's not a lot more to say about that. We just have to hope for the best. That's it. That's pretty much it. I just hope that I think that Journey Abroad is going to be a lot more profitable in terms of people that follow it, because it's going to be a game that will It's more broad and it's probably catered to a bigger audience. And Journey Abroad has also been in the making for a long time, and people people have been asking for the game a lot. People like the main characters a lot, or the story, or whatever it is. But Bloodlust, even though it hasn't started out, it feels like it already has a very big fan base. Uh,
You know why?
I know why. It's the plot.
Everybody knows why.
It's the plot. So yeah, a lot of people want Bloodlust to be out, and a lot of people want the zombie game to be out. So yeah, we want to work on those. Ideally, we will have a big ass team that will be able to work on all games at the same time. That's not our reality right now, but that does not mean whatsoever that I think my voice is back. That does not mean whatsoever that we want to abandon anything. We want, yeah. We want to work on Fleeting Hours. If Fleeting Hours was profitable right now, man, I would love to keep working on Fleeting Hours because I think there's still a few knots to tie, and there's a few loose ends to wrap up. There's a lot of stories still to be written, and there's a few scenarios where I believe that they will be really hot and people will love it. We also have plans to make a Fleeting Iris 2. We also have plans to make a Fleeting Iris 3. We already not know the story for those. We already know the plot for those. We have so many plans, but the problem is plans without money and without resources, it's a no-go. And it's really it, because money just allows for more resources. It allows for more human resources. It allows for a bigger office.
People for some reason don't like to work for free. Go figure.
Go figure. People have to fucking put food on the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not that we don't love Fleeting Hours anymore, and it's not that we are axing the game. It's not like that. We will go back to Fleeting Hours, and you know, we just hope that we can do that on the back of more profitable products, since NTR is not for everyone. But I feel I hope that, and I believe that with the quality of our team, people will you know, support us no matter what, and support Bloodlust and support Journey Abroad. And by supporting those games, you will be supporting Evan Studios, and if Evan Studios grows, we can get a bigger team and, you know, work on other projects like Fleeting Hours, which is about to come to a closure, to the sadness of a lot of people, we included. We wish we didn't have to deal with the money issues, and we could keep working on Fleeting Hours for probably one more year, which is probably the amount of time I feel like it will be necessary to release all the DLCs and all the patches.
Probably more.
Probably a little more, yeah. So yeah, but I would love to keep doing that, but you know, we need to move on, and Fleeting Hours also needs to move on, because we need to release Fleeting Hours 2 and Fleeting Hours 3. So tell your friends to support us, and you know, support us on Patreon, support us on Steam, because we make good games, and you guys know it. So this is the last thing that I need to talk about, or at least from the top of my mind. It's pretty much answer the questions that were asked on Discord, and then we can, you know, we can do whatever. If you guys have questions on YouTube right now, if you guys have, if I wasn't clear about something, you know. So let me take a sip of water before my voice just fucking goes for a trip again. I don't know what the fuck was. It never happened to me. Felt like sand. Felt like I was had something on my throat. My voice just, I don't know what the fuck was that. I felt like an old lady that smokes 3 packs a day. So Angmir asked on Discord, generally to know as much as possible about it. I hope so. We're talking about the can we ban this dumbass?
I think 2 people already posted like the same.
Put user on time. What time? No. Report. Yes.
What the hell is that? I don't even know what the hell.
I think it's like a bot.
that other user also said something similar.
Where is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there.
I think this is a bot. Let me. You can get the fuck out of here.
But why? What's the utility of that bot? I can see it.
I think it's supposed to post like a link, but it can go eat a dick. So yeah.
Sure.
Here we go. So Angmir wants to know about the shoulder patch. Wait, was it Angmir that asked the questions? Oh man, I hope. Oh god. I don't think this is the. Oh god, we might have a lot more answers to reply to. If anyone can find where the questions were asked on Discord, that will be really great. Not here, not here, not here.
Don't you love how professional our podcasts are? I certainly do.
So here's the thing. We started by trying to do, especially I was doing it alone, the podcast. When we started, I was trying to do the podcast in a more professional sense. And then people were like, no, we want you guys to do the podcast the same way you release games, in the same way you talk to the community. We just, we'd rather you be honest and keep it real and keep it 100 and no big things behind the podcast. We just want you guys to be like straight up with us and whatnot. And we were like, okay, there will be no editing, which by the way, at the start it wasn't live. I was editing the podcast and trying to make it like super professional and whatnot, and people were like, we don't want that, what the fuck. No, we want the typical, down to earth, very very direct type of podcast. And we were like, you know what, let's fucking go. Yeah, I think, it's Angmir's. Okay, yeah, so it's Angmir's. I was right. Sirius Black just quoted it, and I think it's right. So, I think he's talking about the Shota DLC. And he said, generally, I want to know as much as possible about it. I hope it will be bigger than the bestiality DLC, with more substantial story between the scenes as well. Can we know something about the characters we will see there? Is the art for it already in production? I know it will stand alone, but Flinting RZF, but what timeline is the overall story will occupy? And then there's a few more questions, so I'm replying to those. Okay, so will it be bigger than the bestiality DLC with more substance between the stories? Yes, I think it will have like 15 enticings. It will have a lot more story, and I won't be weirded out writing it. So that's pretty substantial. But I already said that we had a massive time constraints when we worked on the bestiality DLC. We did it all in 1 month. And I also said that eventually I want to go back and improve that DLC. Also, people, I don't know, I might make like an incentive to make the farm DLC, because people want I am it to move to the countryside and do a lot of farm shit with horses and pigs and
I don't even.
Yeah, so that might become a goal if people actually want to meet it. But we also want to go back and improve the bestiality DLC with a lot more substance and days between the entire scenes to make it a lot more appealing. But it was weird for me to write the bestiality DLC. It was weird to me make it seem realistic, like, oh my god, the dog, what a nice dick. I don't, the Shota, for reasons that I don't feel comfortable talking on the podcast. Actually, now I need to fucking do it, because if don't, it's gonna sound like I'm a pedophile. So I feel like at this point I'm comfortable talking about this, but I was pretty much raped when I was a kid. That's it. And at the time I was confused, but yeah, I was raped by one of my neighbors and a few of her friends, and at the time I was pretty confused and I was kind of lost and I didn't know what was going on. But that might fuck me up, and now I have a thing for like older women and mature women and big ass women and whatnot. So I can relate to the scenario as being a young kid, and the thing about our Shota patch is that it's the kids taking advantage of Ayame and not the other way around. And that's why I feel comfortable about writing it. If it was pretty much Ayame just abusing, a character that was a minor, I will never be able to write something like that. And regardless of how you write it, there's only very few channels in which you can make it and you can write it. Despite of what it is, it's a very touchy subject. Um, and obviously we do not condone sex with underage kids and whatever it is, regardless of their age. If they're 1, 10, 17, I mean, at some point you need to realize what it is. But Shota is a big fetish in hentai, and a lot of people requested it, so we're going to release it exclusively in our website on Flingar ZF. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's gonna have a lot more story, and it's obviously the kids are going to be the ones taking advantage of Ayame and not the other way around. Basically, it wants to know more about the characters. So basically, the characters are two twins. One is a little bit more innocent one, and the other is a lot more. Is more of a smartass and streetwise and whatnot, and he's the one that kind of the innocent one is kind of one that triggers it, but then the other one is the one that takes the wheel and starts doing all the stuff. And yeah, some of their school friends are going to join in. Ayami will be playing the part of a dog. There will be a lot of spins on the story, and I don't want to tell too much about it right now, but it's going to be really good. Is the art for it already in production? Some of the busts have already been done, but no, the art is not already in production, and it won't be in production until Flinigari's summer patch, which is now the Christmas patch.
It's a long summer.
Yeah.
It's like we're in the North Pole.
We had a lot of setbacks on December, mostly the part where I had to spend a lot of time going back and forth from the hospital and then doing exams and doing whatnot, because mental issues are a fucking real thing and people can die from anxiety and stress apparently. So yeah, this question is very relevant. I know it's standalone. It goes on Fleeting RZF, but what timeline is the overall story will it occupy? That's the only thing we don't know for sure, because it will either be after Ayame tells Robert that she cannot take care of Arthur, so it's somewhere on the true route, which is when you are doing the family route, but then you reject taking care of Arthur. So it's either going to be there or it's going to be after Ayame marries Robert. We haven't decided yet, but we feel like being after Ayame marries Robert will be more impactful. So yeah, that's when it's gonna happen. Also, the characters are not minors; they're adults acting like minors. Someone told me that it's important to say that.
It is.
What is?
It's important to say that.
Yeah, the characters are not minors; they're adults, pretending to be minors, like Tom Holland and Zendaya.
They just look young. They use a lot of moisturizer in their skin.
They use a lot of moisturizer, like Tom Holland and Zendaya, also trying to pretend that they are 16-year-olds when they're actually 20-somethings. Yeah, as usual, my Angmir said, also as usual, my personal preference will be if Ayame in the storyline was pretty and innocent. Yeah, that's it. Ayame being non-con or sub-con, tricked, forced, coerced into the thing. That's pretty much what happens. Or swept in the moment of weakness, then slowly turning more and more loot. That's also kind of what happens. Hoping for a lot of Shotadom. That's exactly what it is. And some really insatiable sneaky Shotas. That's a lot of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Angmir, I think I got you covered. Yeah, that's exactly how it plays out. I will never feel comfortable about making a character in a position of power taking advantage of a character that was not in that, that will be coerced into doing that against their own will. So obviously in the Shota patch, it will be the Shotas and their friends taking advantage of Ayame, it will also not be rape or anything. It's just one of the things that they slowly convinced her into it, and then it escalates from there. So that's why the innocent Shota is the one that kind of tricks Ayami into starting off, and then the other one takes the wheel and kind of teases her into doing more of it, and and then they're insatiable, and yeah, she barely can keep up with them because they are uh, as Angmir put it, insatiable sneaky Shotas. So that's exactly how it's going to play out. The only thing that we are not absolutely sure right now, Isaac, what do you think? Should Ayami be married, or should it be after they get rid of Arthur? I think her being married creates more impact because there's like the cheating thing, and oh my god, I'm married, and my life can be ruined.
Married is good.
What do you guys think on YouTube? Do you guys think she should be married, or it should be somewhere in the middle of the true ending, but not quite married yet? And while you guys decide, I also latex. There will be more latex. Eventually, I promise you, especially on Bloodlust, there will be a lot more latex. Shinshuru Oga just got on YouTube and has Shotakon update. You are like 10 minutes late, buddy. I even took it slow and choked and wasn't able to speak for like a minute. So I was kind of waiting for you to get on. I'm kidding. I have no idea who you are. But yeah, you're 10 minutes late, bro. You just wait for the podcast to be done, and then you can listen to the VOD, and yeah, you'll get all the news about the Shota patch that you want. And I can count them right now. I can count the rough estimate of scenes that we want to make. But they're not set in stone, but they're kinda, so just wait for it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Ivan Seek one. Yeah, it's 1. I'm not feeling sleepy. 6. Midnight Snack. 7. At the movie theater. 8. With the friends, there's like 5 scenes with the friends. So we're 8 plus 5. 13. And then at there's 2 more at the beach. That's 15. Then there's the doggy one. That's 16. And then there's the one where she is caught by the parents. So there's 17. There's 17 scenes. So yeah, by the summer of 2022, you guys should have the patch. No, I'm just kidding. If I have to like go on a limb and just guess, I would say that the patch, if all the scenes are maybe like top quality and whatnot, what is a realistic date? Like end of March?
I would say like mid-March.
Mid-March, end of March. Obviously, since and this is important because you guys are going to start panicking, like, oh my god, like that's gonna be like 3 months without Evan Studios releasing anything. We will be working on the other projects, guys. Not Bloodlust, because the CG team will be focused on the Shota patch.
Yeah, but we still have other stuff to do besides code and writing, like maps and adjusting buffs and deciding some details of the plot and all that stuff behind the scenes. We have to prepare that before we start working on the patches per se.
So yeah, there will be a lot of Bloodlust stuff being worked on. Just not actually. There won't be entire scenes for Bloodlust. We will just release the first proof of concept of the game. We will also be working on Journey Abroad, that has a completely different CG team. So while we are, working on the Shota patch, kind of behind the scenes, we will also be working on Bloodlust, and we will also be working on Journey Abroad. And Journey Abroad will possibly get a patch even before the Shota patch is out. It kind of depends on how fast we can get working on the resources that we need. And that is scripts for MV, that is the maps, that is the Scarlet Ant drawing the CGs and whatnot. So there will be proof of concept probably in the first trimester of 2022 for Bloodlust. There will be proof of concept and probably playable first patch for Journey Abroad. And there will be the Shota patch, and then we will go from there. So there's a lot of work to be done in 2022, but we are looking forward to it. And yeah, it's just we're super excited to start working on all our games in 2022. We want to wrap this patch up because we know you guys are excited for it, and getting a little antsy, and expect an amazing patch this Christmas so that everyone can enjoy a lot of fapping and a lot of Fayame. So yeah, okay, yeah, everyone is going after the marriage. Okay, it's gonna be after the marriage. You fucking insatiable shoulders. Uh, so yeah, that is all for now. I think we have discussed all the teams that we wanted to address. So yeah, the summer patch slash now Christmas patch, which is the biggest patch that we ever have done. Not only it's the biggest patch. It has probably the top quality scenes, plus
Yeah, a
animations,
lot of animations. Yeah.
plus a lot of fucking stuff that we. I mean, all the other patches are probably going to pale in comparison to this one. Plus, it's not only just the summer scenes. That's the voyeur scenes, plus the BBC scenes, plus the the lifeguard scenes, plus the last photo shoot cosplay scene, plus the menage with
That's the voyeur scene.
oh, I meant the peeping tom. Those are two different people. And yeah, to wrap it up, one last thing before I let Isaac go because he has to leave in 10 minutes. So at the end of this patch, instead of making repeatable scenes, we actually left all the routes in a cliffhanger. And the reason why we left the routes on cliffhanger is for when we release the Robert Trust patch, because all they can have an ending in case Robert, catches you in the moment. And that might be a recurring theme in all of the patches that we release, where Robert can catch him in the act, and yeah. So all the scenes will be left. We'd like it to be continued. So yeah, Zelmate asked one last question before we go. Will we get to see the fan-made scenes at some point? Yeah, as soon as we can direct the CG team to actually work on those scenes. Right now we are working on the scenes for the story. We're trying to catch a little break here and there so that we can make the adjustments. If we can't work on those, and I honestly hope we can, but if somehow we can't work on those in terms of CGs, we will just release it together with the Shota patch. We will release a patch with a few changes on Fleeting Ares, and we will release the fan-made scenes there. And yeah, I'd really like to create the art for the scenes, which will also work as an incentive for people to work on more fan-made scenes at some point. So yeah, the fan-made scenes just kept being pushed to the side for the sake of actually making new scenes and advancing the story and whatnot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast. If we don't talk to you guys on the podcast before Christmas, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas with in the company of your loved ones, a lot of gifts and a lot of health. And yeah, we're gonna have a patch before that. So if we don't talk on the podcast, we will be able to talk on Discord or Twitter or Patreon or whatever it is. So yeah, thanks you guys for showing up again. Much love. I hope you guys had enjoy the last hour as much as we did. And yeah, stay safe, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, guys. Peace.